Hey, this ain't no kind of inspiration. This ain't no kind of motivation. This just real talk. I've been doing a lot of reminiscing, and I'm grateful for my big sister Tarsha. Tarsha, I love you. I love you, sis. I'm gonna do this with being emotional, and I'm gonna work through my emotions to get to the result that I want to get. Because in the end, what you should take away today is that you can't do what average people do when you were created for something higher than average. In the spring semester 2012, just like many of you all who are watching this video, I was in a critical place in my life where I had to make a decision. The decision that I made was based upon actions that I took that put me in a position. So I had to make a decision of whether I was going to stay in the state of South Carolina or move to Washington, D.C., capital of the United States of America. And I made the decision to move to Washington, D.C. Within 8 hours of making that decision, my big sister Tarsha came to South Carolina. I put my bags in the car, put them in the trunk and in the back seat. My sister spent maybe 2 hours in South Carolina, put me in the car, drove back to DC, dropped me off at our big sister Tay house. I stayed with Tay for a little while, for about a week. I couldn't stay with Tay, boy. Golly, Tay had an agenda and everything for me to do every day. Moved in with my Aunt Rhett for a while, then moved in with my sister Tarsha. I'm saying all that to say, when you make a decision, it happens like that. I made a decision, and within 10 hours of making that decision, I was in this same car that I'm now driving on my way to DC, leaving a life behind that was dead. My sister picked me up when I was dead, bruh. Like mentally I was dead, physically I was dead, spiritually I was dead. Like I was at the point, bruh, where I stopped carrying my gun. Like I just was at that point. Like I was at the point where I wasn't leaving my mom or my grandma's house. Matter of fact, I was staying with my grandma. Like I wasn't leaving my grandma's house, bruh. I was kicked out of college. I was on life support. I was still recovering from being attacked. I was still recovering from being kicked out of college. I had a Crown Vic on 24s. I had the Alero. I had 2 cars. And yet still, bruh, just nothing was going right for me. Like I was dead. For so many of you guys, you've been stuck so long in that deadness that you're afraid to step out into what you've been called to. Many people use the word great. Jesus talked about Lazarus, all of that, raising them up from the dead. I don't care what you call it, bro. It's just a greater version of yourself. That's the simplest way that I can put it, bro. But y'all just afraid to leave them dead environments, bro. So to my big sister, I want to tell you, thank you, Tarsha. Because when I was dead, you resurrected me. You picked me up in the same car that I'm driving now. The same car me and you went and bought together. You drove that car down to pick me up, pack my bags so that I can go into a new life, the life that I now currently live. And for that, I thank you. Some of you guys have been looking into the light for so long and living inside of the light while living outside of the light at the same time, and it's killing you. You dead and it's still killing you. It's overkill. You overkilling yourself. You don't even know if you should love yourself as much as you love the world. You give the world more love than you give yourself. I've been there. I done did all that, bruh. I done did all that, sis. At some point in time, you're going to have to look the light in the eye, be accepted that the light is blinding you, and in that blindness, you are going to have to gain sight. You're going to have to see why you are blind. You're going to have to walk while you are blind. Bruh, it's hard, bruh. It's hard, bruh. It's hard, bruh. That sugar honey iced tea is hard. That shit is hard. People say, Melquan, you be cursing on your videos. Now, what's a curse is for you to be living in a dead environment and you still living there knowing that it's a dead environment. You dead and that's a curse on your family. You the one who really cursing. Saying the word shit ain't really a curse word. I'm just being real. Bruh, step into that light, bruh. And I'm telling you, I ain't telling you nothing I ain't experienced. I ain't talking from no theory. I'm talking from real life, practical, bruh. Every day I wake up, I'm grateful, man. I'm thankful for my big sister, Tarsha. Thank you for, looking out for me, resurrecting me from the dead. Thank you for allowing me to drive this beautiful Honda, man. Thank you for everything that you do that nobody sees. Thank you for the stories that you share with me about the life you lived before I was even birthed, before I was thought of, before I was a thought, before my mom met my dad. Thank you for sharing all those stories about who you are. I thank you. Can you believe I did a video without even shedding a tear? Or did I? I don't know. The promise before you is always greater than the pain behind you. My name is Melquan Shaw, and I'm live from the 843.